Alright guys, here we are for the trailer review. We're going to be reviewing the trailer for the movie Hellraiser Judgment, a new Hellraiser movie. You like Hellraiser, Lee?
I like Hellraiser.
Have you seen, how many Hellraisers do you think you've seen?
Oh, alright. Let me give you the quick Hellraiser thing.
Sure.
So Hellraiser was on late at night. I think it had boobies or something. But it had really interesting, like, grotesque, like, they are creatures of pain. And they'd be created by weird things, like two dudes' heads, like, twisted together, and dudes with shit in their shit or whatever. So it was weird, like, torture monster things, and Pinhead?
Yeah.
Pinhead, Nail Face, what is his name? Doing the thing. I loved the fucking box, and like at some point they're in like an apartment and there's dogs chasing them. I think that's 3 or something, or held dogs. Then they're in fucking space. At some point there's like an art exhibition, but there's like a spaceship. And then there's different movies with the box. It all comes back to the box.
The box is
you
pretty
gotta
sweet.
do shit with the box. As a kid, I thought the box was the coolest fucking shit ever.
It is.
Okay.
It is very cool.
That's my
Now
synopsis
there are
of Hellraiser.
far too many Hellraiser movies.
Well, so like,
and they went beyond having their own like awesomeness.
what like slice of the pie did I just describe? Half, a third?
I
Like,
want to say
where
you
am
got
I
through
at?
like maybe half.
Okay.
I think there are.
That's fucked.
And I could be totally wrong.
8.
I think there's. I was gonna say I think there's
Oh,
about
God.
8.
That's too many.
And this looks to me, again, seeing only one frame, looks like it could be a reboot.
Okay. I
And
hope
that
it's
could
a
be
real
interesting.
trailer. Yeah.
Because, like, and it went through this thing where I thought Hellraiser was so cool and creepy when effects were a certain way.
Yes.
And then effects kind of change as time goes
Yep.
on. And budgets drop, interest wanes. But maybe this will be bringing it back with the new modern makeup and stuff. I want
Yeah.
it to be more practical than digital.
Well,
That nowadays is hard to say.
I have bad news for you about the current year.
Well, it's all about who makes it. You have a couple of people that are like super into makeup, and they make horror movies, and they make these
Yeah.
amazing horror movies.
Well,
but
or
like
like,
nothing compares to what would you say?
The
I
original,
think the best.
the original thing.
I was gonna say that was
No,
literally what I was
I'm
thinking.
sorry,
Like,
not the original
No, the
thing.
second thing.
The original remake of the thing
Yeah.
is one of my favorite.
It's
shits
probably
like
the best
that.
effects ever.
Oh, and just like those like wet dog faces coming out of it and stuff. I remember as a kid just being like, okay. But even stuff like Critters, even stuff that's like dodgy, in points can have points where you go like,
Yeah.
what? Or like the Gremlins, like
Well,
because
your mind doesn't jump out going
stuff.
like, "Oh, that CG was so shitty."
Yeah.
You just go like, "Oh, that's goofy." Like you
go
might like
you
it's a different sense.
You go like,
and I like
oh,
it.
they're just like waggling the puppet or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I know. And like, I
Something
don't.
to be said.
I don't know if that's nostalgia, but I don't like. So like in like the modern times, right? Like Mad Max Fury Road had a lot of practical stuff, but also had a lot of digital stuff.
That's digital done
to
well.
paint that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not saying you're not allowed to use a computer to make your thing. I'm saying don't make it look like the actress is just yelling at like an empty room with like a tennis ball, and then you added the
Yeah,
monster later. Because that's at this
Layer
point,
your effects,
yeah.
off of something that's in the room.
Right, you can paint over a guy in a suit to like enhance it and give him like little things or whatever the fuck. Like that horrible Death Note, like Ryuk, how he was like out of focus,
Yeah,
and looming and just there but not there. This weird thing where you're like, okay, like do that. Don't do this bullshit where you're like the lighting's off and it looks like you copy and pasted a PlayStation game like into your movie
Oh
or whatever.
God, I know. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
So looking at that trailer, I think less of it being a reboot and more of it just being like it's another sequel of something maybe. While it could be a reboot, it doesn't have enough of the things that make me believe it would be.
Interesting.
The biggest question I always get from Hellraiser things is like, do you think like each demon dude like picks out his outfit? Like
Okay, no.
because whenever
so,
you have a
like,
weird thing where there's a bunch of
okay.
different things, I'm like, is that a style choice?
What I in like so like I'm taking all my childhood memories and I'm taking this trailer. My interpretation was that it was like when like a monster or like a demon like picks your worst fear.
Okay.
But like more complex than that. And this gave me like a 7 vibe or whatever too. So I
Okay.
think it's almost like fitting or something.
Yeah.
Where like something about you and like there's a weird fat demon which is like gluttonous or whatever, right? The ones that had like the 2 heads twisted together, they were like twins or something like that.
Okay.
Like everything always, and like the cameraman for like the camera crew in the first or second one had like camera parts in them or some bullshit or whatever the fuck. Like it always seems to be like fitting in some like dark way. Like there is some design. My answer to your direct question, I think, is no, they don't pick it out or whatever. But like there's something like in the modern world, full of torture porn or whatever. I'm shocked that this hasn't been more of a thing. Has it been a thing the whole time, like you're saying, and I just haven't noticed or something?
What's that?
Hellraiser movies.
Yeah, they've always been torture based.
No, but like, have they been coming out consistently, and now this is just a new one, or has there been a big gap? I don't know if we know.
I feel like they've come out pretty regularly. Let me just bring up a quick Google while we're talking here and see how many Hellraiser movies there actually are.
And when the last one came out before this one, because this feels like it might be a soft reboot, and I feel like there's something.
No, just because nothing about it seemed like an origin.
No, I know, right? Like, well, you can do like a soft reboot of Hellraiser where all the Hellraiser monsters have already existed forever or something like that, but this is the first time these characters and like
there are
this
9
or whatever.
Hellraiser movies.
Damn, son.
So there's Hellraiser in 1987, Hellbound, Hellraiser 2 in 1988, 1992 gave us Hellraiser 3, Hellraiser Bloodline, 1996, 2000, Hellraiser Inferno, Hellraiser Hellseeker from 2002, Hellraiser Deader, 2005, Hellraiser Hellworld, 2005 as well.
And that's the last one?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I guess this is number 9? Or is there... Just maybe there's too many. It can't scroll properly. I was
like
just on the front page of.
If a Hellraiser movie has not come out since 2005, then that's then this is kind of huge, because they're like taking. Well.
Oh no! Then 2011 was Hellraiser Revelations.
Motherfucker. Okay, that's still like 7 years. That's still like a long time. But no, like okay, what I'm getting.
But I think
because
they saturated the market. There was not a need for a Hellraiser.
Torture porn was like a big deal, and these movies were always like sick and like unique to me, because it was supernatural and not quite explained, at least in the earlier movies that I saw. And it had this weird thing where it was like torture monsters, and at some point they would take a turn where like they kind of liked it or they accepted it, and they wanted you to like join it. It was this really sick, fucked up, almost like the new Evil Dead that I didn't see. Had this weird vibe of these people and this weird thing. Like it felt like there was something like a lot of horror movies, there's something trapped in like the closet, like of your mind, and you open it, and it's like a mouse. And this one, you open that door, and it's just like an entire galaxy of dead, awful space. Like it feels like there's a lot more to it, and you're just seeing this little small part of it, this terrifying little peek at what's going on or whatever.
It's definitely creepy. The problem I think with the Hellraiser movies for me is they all blend together. Where like I can't pick scenes from which movie did that happen in because of how odd almost they are.
No, even in my synopsis I was like, at some point there's a dog. I don't know what movie that is.
Gotta solve the puzzle. The box looks worse in this than it did in anything else.
There's not much box in this, right?
No.
Yeah,
I don't know. This trailer might just been a little it might just not be a good trailer to display its full power.
Well, I was going to say, this particular trailer, right, gives me a 7 vibe. Someone's, like, investigating something dark, and they stumble upon all this. But, yeah, there's scenes of weird torture, but I'm not sure who's being tortured or if it's one of the cops or if it's just random people. It's not really connected, right? It's just weird flashes of people's faces with, like, blood and, like, pieces of flesh missing and disgusting things.
Yeah, you know the good stuff.
Yeah, but I'm not really getting this cohesive, like, I guess the lady cop is the main character, as I think in the first or second movie there was a reporter who was the main character.
I love Hellraiser's voice. I think that's like one of the creepiest parts about him.
Oh, and what do you like this? Does it work for you?
It works. Yeah. I don't know. I wonder how old the characters have played the original Hellraiser and how many movies he actually did was.
That's that thing, right? It's not like a Robert Englund. It's just some random guy we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Robert Englund, great though. He's in fucking everything. I was going through some movies today, and I'm like, holy shit, he's in like fucking everything.
At a certain point, he just decided to say yes.
Because you work a day, you get paid a couple grand, and you're like, yeah, sounds good. But for this, I'm gonna give this a thumbs down.
Yeah. I will also give it a thumbs down. I don't think it's a great trailer. I think Hellraiser has a lot of potential. I'm not sure that this lives up to it.
One day, I'll go through all the Hellraisers though. We'll see how it goes.
We'll do a marathon.
Probably be more than one day.
We'll do a review of every single movie. I don't know. I don't want to commit to that.
All right, guys. Let us know what you think about this in the trailer. In the comments below. Don't down to fire, and we'll see you next time.
Did I question? I care about you. And did I question? I care about you.